Welcome back to our story corner. Today, we're diving back into the incredible adventures of Dr. Dolittle. When we last saw him, he had just arrived in the land of the monkeys, and what he found was a true crisis. John Dolittle was now dreadfully, awfully busy. He found hundreds and thousands of monkeys, gorillas, orangutans, chimpanzees, baboons, marmosets, grey ones, red ones, every kind you can imagine. Sadly, many had already died. The first thing he did was to separate the sick monkeys from the healthy ones. Then he got Chi-Chi the monkey and his cousin to build him a small house out of grass. The next crucial step, vaccination. He had all the monkeys who were still well come and be vaccinated. And for 3 days and 3 nights, an endless stream of monkeys came from the jungles, the valleys, and the hills. They flowed toward that little grass house where the doctor sat all day and all night, vaccinating and vaccinating. Then he had another, bigger house made, this one filled with rows and rows of beds. He put all the sick monkeys in this makeshift hospital. But there were so many of them, far too many for the few well monkeys to nurse. He needed more help. So he sent messages to the other animals, calling on the lions, leopards, and antelopes to come and help with the nursing. But the leader of the lions was a very proud creature. When he arrived at the doctor's big house full of beds, he seemed angry and scornful. "Do you dare to ask me, sir?" he roared, glaring at the doctor. "Do you dare to ask me, the king of beasts, to wait on a lot of dirty monkeys? Why, I wouldn't even eat them between meals." Even though the lion was terrifying, the doctor tried hard not to show his fear. "I didn't ask you to eat them," he said quietly. "And besides, they're not dirty. They've all had a bath this morning. Your coat, on the other hand, looks like it could use a good brushing. Now listen. And I'll tell you something. The day may come when the lions get sick. And if you don't help the other animals now, the lions may find themselves all alone when they are in trouble. That often happens to proud people. The lions are never in trouble, they only make trouble," sneered the leader, turning up his nose. And with that, he stalked away into the jungle, feeling he had been rather smart and clever. Seeing this, the leopards got proud too and said they wouldn't help. And then, of course, the antelopes. Though they were too shy to be rude like the lion, they pawed the ground, smiled foolishly, and said they had never been nurses before. Now the poor doctor was frantic. He was completely worried, wondering where on earth he could find enough help to care for thousands of sick monkeys. But back in his den, the leader of the lions was in for a surprise. His wife, the queen lioness, came running out to meet him, her hair all untidy. "One of the cubs won't eat," she cried. "I don't know what to do with him. He hasn't taken a thing since last night." She began to cry and shake with nervousness, for she was a good mother, even if she was a lioness. So the leader went into his den and looked at his children, 2 very cute little cubs lying on the floor, and one of them did seem quite unwell. Then, puffed up with pride, the lion told his wife exactly what he had said to the doctor. Well, she got so angry she nearly drove him right out of the den. "You never did have a grain of sense," she screamed. "All the animals from here to the Indian Ocean are talking about this wonderful man, how he can cure any sickness, how kind he is, the only man in the world who can talk the language of the animals. And now when we have a sick baby on our hands, you go and offend him, you great booby. Nobody but a fool is ever rude to a good doctor. You," and she started pulling her husband's hair. "Go back to that white man at once," she yelled, "and tell him you're sorry. And take all the other empty-headed lions with you and those stupid leopards and antelopes. Then do everything the doctor tells you. Work hard, and maybe he'll be kind enough to come and see our cub later. Now be off. Hurry, I tell you. You're not fit to be a father." And she stormed into the den next door to tell another mother lion all about it. So the leader of the lions trudged back to the doctor. Trying to sound casual, he said, "I happened to be passing this way and thought I'd look in. Got any help yet?" "No," said the doctor, looking exhausted. "I haven't, and I'm dreadfully worried." "Help's pretty hard to get these days," said the lion, trying to act cool. "Animals don't seem to want to work anymore. Can't blame them, in a way. Well, seeing as you're in a tough spot, I don't mind doing what I can just to oblige you, as long as I don't have to wash the creatures. And I've told all the other hunting animals to come and do their part. The leopards should be here any minute." Then he added, as if it were an afterthought, "Oh, and by the way, we've got a sick cub at home. I don't think there's much the matter with him, but the wife is anxious. If you're around that way this evening, you might take a look at him, will you?" The doctor was overjoyed. Soon all the lions, leopards, antelopes, giraffes, and zebras, all the animals of the forests, mountains, and plains came to help him in his work. There were so many volunteers that he actually had to send some away, keeping only the cleverest. And with all this help, the monkeys very soon began to get better. At the end of 1 week, the big hospital house was half empty. And by the end of the 2nd week, the very last monkey had gotten well. The doctor's work was finally done. He was so completely exhausted that he went straight to bed and slept for 3 whole days without even turning over. What an incredible effort from Dr. Dolittle, and a great lesson learned by the proud lion. It just goes to show that we are all stronger when we help each other. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing stories.